good at these things. I see that I know you were an introvert before, and then you started making social media videos, tutorials. You started going to talks, and now you're everywhere. And it's really awesome to see your whole journey in the last 3-4 years.
Yes, I'm still an introvert, by the way. And hi, everyone. I'm Francesco, developer advocate at Daily Dev, very active on YouTube, Twitter, public speaker, many more things. So let's get started.
Let's get started. So, Francesco, welcome back to our channel. Last time you were here, it's about 3 years ago, and so
Yeah,
many things have changed.
sorry to interrupt. To be specific, 2 years, 8 months, and 20 days ago. So
All right.
welcome back.
Welcome back. And yeah, you are the first person who's on a second who's appearing second time on our channel. So many things has changed in your professional life, personal life. You did not join Daily Dev before, and you were a Docker captain last time we talked. You just became one, and we had a lot of talk around that. And you were also doing, if I remember, 100 videos daily challenge, in which in 100 days you interviewed 100 creators, but then you went forward, like you did, I think, much more than that. So that was also a pretty crazy thing, because I know how much time it takes and efforts it takes to make videos. And obviously your YouTube has grown exponentially since then. So we're very excited to have you back.
Yeah, thank you so much. And yes, I made the 100 interviews in 100 days challenge. This is how I monetize the YouTube channel. I did the 225th episode, so I slowed down because I wanted to also do other stuff, but that series is still ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
I interviewed Web Dev Simplified yesterday, like it's a very big tech YouTuber. Thank you so much for inviting me again. It's always a pleasure. You are also on my channel. You remember, I interviewed you. It was, I think, the only double interview, like one host, two guests. So it's a kind of special one. But yes, thank you again. I'm glad to be here. And I'll try to give some updates, and let's discuss about whatever you want.
First of all, we want to know what has changed since then. It has 3-4 years. COVID ended, and then you became a developer advocate. That is new. So we want to talk about all of that. What was your journey, and what are you liking about your life right now?
Yeah, sure. So I think the biggest update, it has been that now I work for Daily Dev, and I work as a developer advocate. I can't remember if I already started back then in 2021, but I started in Daily Dev in October 2021.
Nice.
And this has been, let's say, a life-changing thing also in the approach, because before I did only a full-time role, and then my idea, it was just to create content, but then I got contacted by this company, and I really enjoyed working here so far. Other big updates: I became a public speaker. It's strange because for me now it seems that I've been doing this forever. Mm-hmm. In May, it will be just 2 years of me doing public speaking, but I did I think about 30 talks in 2 years. So it's like big
Wow.
Big 20, 30 talks. So it's a lot.
I was under the impression that you did like 4 or 5, 20, 30 talks. That's a lot. That's a lot.
No. Way more. No. So it's I went to many conferences. I traveled the world, we can say, and this also changed my approach, my communication skills. They improved a lot. You can check the previous interview if you don't trust me. But yes, so these are the biggest updates, and also dedicated to my YouTube channel a lot lately. So these are like the big updates. But
you also became the CSO.
You what?
You also became the CSO, Chief Suffering Officer, I saw.
On the 1st of April, just to give some context, on the 1st of April, we launched a campaign on Daily Dev to become a CSO, which is a Chief Software Officer. And yes, it has been a very successful campaign. I've been glad that I made the video to promote it, with my serious straight face that says dumb things. That's the style that I love the most. But yes, so we can have discussions on many topics, many things. You also been crushing on Instagram. I see that you're doing great.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I mean, we don't know what actually works, what actually doesn't work. We just keep on learning things and just create videos on that. And sometimes the videos get a million views, sometimes they get like 5,000 views, and that's So we are just enjoying the journey as of now. But yeah, thank you very much.
I mean, that's better than getting every time 5,000 views. If you are
Yes.
positive.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I have a theory. I think after every 40, 30, or 40 videos, we have one successful video. That's what I saw until now, but it's just a random theory. And there's so many things I want to talk to you about what you just said, and we also have some other topics that we'll discuss more. But first thing, yes, I've seen the difference in because English is not your first language, English is not my first language, but in India we are taught English since like we are 2 years old, and we have our own accent. English is not perfect, but we are used to at least talking in English. And I saw that in the last 3 4 years your English has improved so much. Like you are so much more fluent, and so that is one definite something I can notice. But 30 to 40 talks is what I'm so much curious about. So what happens? Like what do you give talks about? And do you reach out to companies or do they reach out to you? So I want to learn more about that.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think I received the first email. It was January 2022. It was We Are Developers conference, and they contacted me, Jerry, by the We Are Developers conference. And you know what? That after and I accepted, so I didn't reach out. Usually I don't reach out because I'm
Mhm.
lazy. So usually I have this approach that worked so far.
Yeah.
So I think I'll keep doing this approach until my retirement. It's working for me,
Yeah.
and I didn't expect. I wasn't planning to become a public speaker, but I said, oh, maybe at some point if someone will invite me. But We Are Developers. It's like a big conference.
Mhm.
It's here in Berlin. Um, and then something interesting happened because when they put my face with my links on the We Are Developers website, in 1 week I got invited by 3, 4 more companies. So
Okay. And
it's
and VR
so
developers is a big one. So yeah, makes
yeah.
sense.
So this does mean that the conferences they copy each other for the speakers. no, I mean no, but I mean it
But you
gives
got
some trust.
recognition. Yeah, exactly.
Of course, We Are Developers. They contacted me,
Yeah.
but once you are there, it's like getting invited to a party. Like once you go, say, "Oh, this person probably is funny if it's going there." So it's a very similar approach. I've been in Poland, Berlin, India 2 times, US, like many more places. So Croatia, let's say Romania, and many. I've never been in a conference in Italy, which is crazy. I'm from
Definitely.
Italy, by the way. Never.
The
I never
irony.
made a presentation in Italian in my own language. Never.
Ah,
Not even a meetup. Never.
maybe one day.
One day I will achieve this. I
Yeah.
achieved the goal of doing a presentation wearing flip flops in India last year, which is something that I achieved.
Yeah.
And I can say that public speaking really made me shameless. So I'm still an introvert. I still recharge my batteries where, when I turn everything down. Also, after this, I want to relax.
Yeah.
But yeah, like speaking in person, like the vibes you have when you get on the stage and you have even just 30 people like sitting in front of you on the chair, like, and looking at you. It's harder to explain because like those people, maybe they traveled, they took some plane. For me it's mind blowing this, that like you have people like it seems it's different to just joining a webinar or joining a live stream. Like people like going physically there, you can feel them. If they if they start, I don't know, clapping or doing something, you really feel it's something different.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
did yeah.
Yeah. Please go ahead. Please.
uh, yeah. No, I just want to say that I've been at the We Are Developers conference 2 times already.
Okay.
I went last year on the main stage, and I think that that's the biggest tech stage in the world.
Wow.
It's
Congratulations.
3,700 seats. So, like, it's scary. Like, I made some, yeah, I mean, I think there are three something on the Instagram account. when you see like a place full of not 30, like even 30 is scary, but when you see like a place like this with like almost 4,000 seats, I mean, at that point, this is why I said, like, after that, I'm shameless. You can invite Elon Musk now, Jeff Bezos. We can have
Yes.
a really relaxed chat. I'm really, like, this is literally unblocked me. Like, it removes all the blocks. So I highly recommend to try. It can sound scary at the beginning. I still remember when I did my first presentation, it was May 2022. Even if I had some experience like already, like with the
Mhm.
interviews or with live streams, but doing this in person, by the way, the video is on my YouTube channel. Like I had like to like find the right mindset.
Mm.
I had to prepare before. It was stressful. The first one, it was stressful, and yes, I used that trick, which I think that only worked for me. But the trick was that I made so many like live events already, and I used the camera a lot. So during the presentation, there was a camera. I pretended to just be on a live stream. So
Uh,
usually a camera might get you more anxious. In
yeah.
my case, it said, okay, so I can just pretend that I'm live on YouTube now. So it's strange that because basically I started public speaking after doing things online. So at the end of the day, what really stress us is doing something new. So this is what really scares us.
Yeah.
After we do something for 2, 3, 4 times, I don't know why, but our brain is powerful. It starts to adapt and to understand how to behave, what to do, what not to do. Like our brain is powerful, and so I highly recommend to try to find something familiar when you do something new. For some people, for example, it's super scary to do a live stream. For some people, it's super scary to record a video because they never did that, and it's absolutely
Yeah.
normal. So that's the something that I want to say. But I also want to say something that the feeling after giving a talk and people hopefully clapping or doing some questions, that sensation is unmatched, I would say. So it's something that like gives you like, okay, so this is like I'm doing something real and concrete. Nothing against, of course, live events, but I would like to say, like, if you have the opportunity
Yeah.
to do a live presentation, you should give it a try. Maybe you will like it, maybe
Yeah.
you will not. There will be a lot of food, so this is a nice thing to have.
Yeah.
And yes, so I, I had a break of some months. I went on Miami in October. I will start again soon. So you will see something probably on the Instagram account. I have. It's funny because in May, in 2 weeks, 2 weeks, I will go on to the first city I went to here in Gdańsk in Poland. So I don't know if it's exactly the same venue, but it's funny that I'm basically the circle closes
Yeah.
and I'm going back to the first city where everything started as a
Full
public
circle.
speaker.
Yeah.
Yes,
And,
exactly, full
and
circle.
I have never attended any dev or tech conference. I went to multiple meetups, but I never attended one. I just usually whenever I get emails or notifications, I see the price and I see, oh, it's maybe $2,000-3,000, and I just never went to it. But I think I would love to go and meet developers there as an attendee or even as a speaker if I ever get the opportunity. Like I think that would be a really cool experience in having being able to talk to and be around 3-4 thousand nerds like me would be would be really cool for me, honestly.
Yes, yes, I think that is you know what, like every person I met in person, and most of them I met them online first and then in person, it's a different type of
Absolutely.
connection. Like it's you understand that, like, first of all, you understand how tall they are. Like if they look different,
True,
most of
yeah.
the people they look the same. Some people you don't, I don't know, depending on how they behave, they are taller or shorter. It's funny also. But yes, it's I don't know, it's I think it's something that can help you even
Yeah.
in your career. I went also to DockerCon, for example. Let's do the the full circle. Talking about full circle,
Yes.
um, I started watching DockerCon videos. DockerCon is basically the yearly event, in-person event by Docker. When I started learning Docker in 2015, I started watching YouTube videos, and there were like people on the stage like doing presentations. And I was looking at there, like you watch the Hollywood movies and you want to be an actor, something similar like that. I will never be there, but it's funny to know that these things exist. I went in October. In the same month, I went also to Miami, so two times in the US in the same month, in Los Angeles, and I went to the DockerCon. I also made a presentation there. Let me brag for 5 seconds. I won the prize as the most consistent Docker captain in the world. So it's a great prize. I received that directly from the SEO of Docker. It has been like incredible for me, like to participate there in this event. So let's say that it's something that it's worth going once in a while. If I
Yeah.
have some free tickets, I will let you know.
Oh wow, wow.
But probably, yeah, I have, but probably you need some weeks to know this, some weeks
Sure, yeah.
earlier.
Very much.
And but yes, so that's the thing. Yes, and meeting people in person is incredible, I would say. So it's
Mhm. Yeah,
something that is especially because I'm old enough that I was there when even when internet was not was not there, but for sure before social media.
yeah.
And for me, like going to a conference is great for this reason, and also connected also to our first interview podcast. I talked a bit about my life. I was a volleyball coach, so when you do a match, you go to a stadium in person. Of course, you don't do a an online match. So for me, going to a tech conference, it sort of reminds me, like it gives me the vibes when I was going there, when every people, everyone in person, clapping, making noise. So it's like, I don't know, a sort of shade of the past, memory of the past that even if I am an introvert, I love that I can go and meet people and take videos and talk. So it's and usually I try to make my presentation as early as possible, so then I'm free basically to do whatever I want.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a good
sti-
strategy.
still some swag, of course, and so on. So great tip, of course. If you go to a conference, go to half your luggage empty, so you can come back with the
More
swag.
stuff.
That's a nice tip. I tried this, of course.
Nice, nice. Well, congratulations on your award. I'm actually curious. Can I ask you, what does it entail to become the most consistent Docker captain? Like, what do you have to do for that?
Okay, so I don't know because I think that it's a mix. I think in my case it was a mix because I was sharing not just a Docker course, but like I don't know, the almost daily Docker tips on Twitter. So using like different platforms. So Docker noticed me like that I created like a big volume in terms of content. So not, of course, there are great Docker captains, great courses. What made me a bit more special, I would say, is this thing of like advocating like constantly, even using, I don't know, Twitter plus, I don't know, at least 3-4 videos per month they were dedicated to Docker, but also doing other stuff. And usually I try to, for example, even now that I'm very focused on the Rust programming language, I always try to connect this with Docker. I have a Rust plus Docker video, so Docker is always, in my heart. So I keep, even I create content on different topics. I always try to connect this with Docker in any cases. So this is like creates like a big volume of content, and not just on YouTube, but also on different platforms, including interviewing Docker captains. I think I'm one of the few people who has an interview with the Docker SEO on my YouTube channel. So it came like as a personal favor. It usually doesn't go for podcast, of course, it's kind of busy. So yes, I think also this like and also like I think sharing the when there is a new version of Docker, just sharing the updates and news. So this is really useful for a company that, to be honest, is going very quick, very, very fast. That goes
Yeah,
with a
absolutely. I mean,
fast pace.
you are, I think, marketing Docker because you love Docker. So it's like an organic kind of spreading the word and kind of marketing, and the company
Yeah.
obviously benefits from that for sure.
Yeah, probably even if I didn't became a Docker captain, I would have shared the same things. Would you like to say something that is when I quit my job in 2021? I said, okay, maybe I would like to, to become a Docker captain one day, maybe in 5 years, in 10 years. After 3 months, I became a Docker captain. I mean, I didn't complain, but this was not like something that I was looking for, like so, like in a
It's a pretty amazing
short
journey.
term.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they fire me, by the way, it's a joke because the Docker Captain is an ambassador program. I will share the same things because I like the concept of having a technology which is operating system and also language agnostic. And for example, this is one of the reasons why I like DevOps a lot. The DevOps concepts is that they are a bit more time resilient compared to other things that you know that there can be like a huge hype for a program for a JavaScript framework, and then it
Yeah.
absolutely disappears, and it's okay, it's fine, but then you have to start over again, and this is a bit annoying, I would say. Instead of, like, let's say, I don't know, Rust, tomorrow there will be another programming language,
Mhm.
probably we can still have a Docker container for them. And even, I mean, Docker is kind of old, sorry, Docker, but like it has been around for like 11 years, and we know that 11 years in software, it's like an age, it's an era, it's like the Jurassic era.
Yeah.
11 years can be a lot, and we still have similar concepts around. So probably at some point, as I said, the containerization will become more invisible. For example, now, you can create a Docker container with AI. Everything is more
Mhm.
automated. This is you can create a Docker image using ChatGPT or
Yeah.
GitHub Copilot. So it will become more automated for sure, like everything else.
Yeah.
But the concepts, they are still very, very valid, I would
Yeah.
say. It's so that's the thing. So it's something that I don't know. It makes me sleep better because otherwise I don't know. Because if I spend like 6 months just to focus on a framework and I'm not sure, then maybe I miss some time. For example, now I have this hype for Rust. Let's say.
Yeah.
First of all, it helped me a lot in the YouTube channel,
Yeah. I
and
see you are creating a lot of videos on Rust, and all of them are
yes,
very popular.
I yes, I made a live stream also today. I have a format which is a bit strange. We can discuss about this a couple of minutes. I have something which I call the burger live stream. I'll explain you why. So basically, to also stay accountable, and I wanted to really teach the basics of Rust, but also without getting like bored and like having this as a job, feeling this as a job. I do a live stream. I also did the one today. Basically, the live stream has three parts. The first part is very chilled, like how are you, how is it going, then very easy and relaxed live stream. Then I have like a 15-20 minutes of focus when I even remove the chat. I basically record the video live. So it's
Okay.
basically I mean, I can do this because I've been teaching for my whole life. Probably it's not easy for everyone. I can do it, so I use my very few skills.
Mhm.
And then after that, again, I have the chilled live stream again. So this is why it's a burger. It's like the bread, it's like the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
meat is basically a recorded video. But I can tell you that this works very well. Today, I started this format in January 2024. I recorded 17 episodes. So these are like 17 videos done just during the weekend. And I always go on priorities. This is very important for me. So for me, the fact that I announced the live stream, I can't escape. I can't like just delay it anymore because I made a promise that I know today I will make a live stream about paths in Rust. You can be sure that I will do that. So this give makes me accountable, and then the Tuesday, the next upcoming week, I give an updated version, which is like just 15 minutes of the video. Does it work for everyone? I don't know. For me, it works very well because first of all, I can keep going, and it's a great format that it's working very well for me.
Yeah.
So basically, it's
Yeah, I was actually gonna.
You're
Sorry?
motivating me to do the same
Yeah.
because 2022, 2023, I created a lot of live tutorials. And, I used to do a similar thing in which I record a video, and then the beginning and the ending part, I used to cut because the live video eventually goes on YouTube channel and stays there forever. So I used to cut the irrelevant part, and it used to become a tutorial, and I used to change the thumbnails or things like that. I don't know why I stopped doing this, but yeah, it's motivating me to maybe start that again. Yeah, because I think Kritika and I have a similar background in that sense. Both of us were instructors in the university we studied in, Concordia University. We taught there for 3-4 years, and did multiple similar roles also outside the university. And I think live tutorials is more what I like, because I'm also I'm a lazy guy, and if I have to record and then edit and then create the thumbnail and then do everything, then the whole process becomes like 5-6 hours. Instead, I would just sit for 30 minutes and record a video and then go out for a coffee or something. So it goes more with my personality as well.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, and I think that also having, I don't know, something like that you want to say on the side. So of course I prepare for the live stream a bit, like some
Right.
hours. I don't come like absolutely unprepared. I already
Yeah,
know
you have to
what I
prepare.
will say.
Yeah.
I already know what I will say more or less. If I do something absolutely dumb, I just start over again and then I cut that part.
Yeah.
And for now it worked. It's a bit risky because in a live stream you never know what can happen, or maybe you might forget to record it locally, or maybe at some point you have some technical issues. But this like, even if I have the risk that some parts will not be perfect or there is a problem, it's still worth. Like, again, we are in May. I have 17 videos. I think that I would have not done 17 videos. I also went to Japan 2 weeks, and I recorded like 2 live streams per week for 2 weeks. So I managed to like cover even that. I skipped only 1 week so far because I had almost 41 degree of fever. So that's the only, and that's the only time, the only time I skipped a live stream since the beginning. I think on YouTube I did more than 300 live streams in 3 years and a half, and that was the only time that I said, okay, so I announced the live stream. I say, sorry, I can't do it. Even my parents and my girlfriend, they were let's say worried, because usually if I say that I do a live stream, only if there is something very let's say that makes you like impossible even to move. So
Yeah.
but I'm a huge fan of live streams, and I think that also, to connect this with the public speaking thing, I think that if you become decent enough, I don't want to say super good, but let's say decent enough that you can teach live, like if you were now here
Yeah.
close to me, you save a lot of time, at least during the recording. Then you can outsource stuff, you can edit whenever you have time, you can decide. But like, saving the time of the recording part, for me, it's a bless, because I also have another job, I have other platforms, I have other things that I want to do, and I found, I think, my soft spot for this, because at the end of the day, I just dedicate 15 hours per week on YouTube. But that's, for someone, it might sound crazy, but it's it's not that crazy enough. I see this as a huge success. I also share. I still do the podcast, usually once a week or once every 2 weeks, and I publish also 2 shorts that are based on on the edited videos. So I outsource them, which
Yeah.
is great. I outsource them. I have a great editor, and yes, so that's the thing. But like, and it's, for me, I can talk about content creation for hours, because for me is
Yes.
something that also, talking about the behind the scenes of the process of the ideas and creation. So yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I want to segue into, in the interest of time, you said that a lot of things that Docker does can eventually, or is maybe moving towards more chat GPT oriented. And we see that a lot of coding as well is going towards, chat GPT, and people are using Gemini and things like that. So you have been both. You are obviously a developer, but you're also kind of a DevOps expert almost. I mean, obviously there are more to learn for everyone, but you know both these domains pretty well. So, in your opinion, what could these AI ML models replace first, DevOps or like the pure coding of the software?
Uh, okay, so I think that okay. So let's think about okay. Let's think out loud. Of course, the I think that what AI is doing is, to be completely honest, is this. It's the AI is very good at creating boilerplates. So
Yeah.
it's very good at creating I don't know, something that works. I don't know. Give me a front end in SJS with Tailwind CSS that reads these APIs.
Yeah.
Probably will do a good job, I would say.
Mm.
Is this enough? Probably for an MVP, but of course, like handling a company, it's not the same thing. Also,
Exactly.
I would like to say this: if everything becomes easier, we are just moving the 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 line.
The
So
bar.
we are just raising the bar. Yes, you're just
Yeah.
raising the bar. Then probably so companies will need to create products that scale more.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like if uh, if 10 years ago you needed a team of people to just scale something, now probably with an expert you can create an app that can have like millions, if not 10 millions, billions of people.
Yeah.
But also there are more people who have, like, everything is scaling up. So we have also bigger problems. In the 90s, nobody was maybe Amazon, they were creating an e-commerce.
Hmm.
So now probably I don't want to say that I can create an e-commerce in a weekend, but let's say probably you can create an MVP in days, weeks. So it's maybe even less. It depends how experienced you are in that domain. But does it make sense to create an e-commerce today? Maybe. In the 90s it was harder, but who
Mhm.
made it? Like Amazon, they had a huge advantage, eBay. So now everything is scaling up. So it's easier to create an app. So yes, but we also are creating more complicated
Hmm.
apps. So this is where, uh, like, this is why I say that it's if you are a developer, you can't ignore AI. I think that will be a mistake. I don't know. Never
Correct.
use GitHub Copilot and never use ChatGPT just because you want to learn in a certain way. I would say that you should absolutely use these tools because they are tools, and
Yeah.
also, and it's the same for content creators. I would say 99%. I would not have now a silver button here there if there was not ChatGPT, because ChatGPT allowed me to prepare the live streams, to prepare a video, to double check if I'm something that I'm not experienced. So, will AI replace developers? Not in the short term, maybe in 100 years it will not be our issue,
100
but
years.
everything will change. So everything will change, but things are really changed. We are not coding like we were coding 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So we know that if we want to be developers, this is part of the game. The part that you need to stay up to date
Yeah.
is part of the game. So that's the that's my point of view. I heard something which I consider crazy, like you should stop coding at all, or not even try to pursue a career in
Exactly.
tech.
That's why, I wanted
And
to ask you this question, because so many people comment on our videos now that you guys won't even have a job after 5 years because all developers are going to be replaced by AI. And I think, I don't know the future, but it doesn't seem like AI can replace developers that easily. I think there's so much more that goes into it, and especially people who work in the front end. Like a lot of audience who doesn't know a lot of coding, they would hate or they would comment people on front end that, hey, I can just create a UI very easily. But I feel they don't understand that even in front end, you have APIs, you have security mechanisms, you have authentication, you have data handling. There's so much more that goes into it that I don't think it's going to replace. Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, we'll be influenced by AI what we do.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Mhm.
But I think that let's try to think let's try to think with brain instead of with heart, because with heart I would say just do it. With the brain I would say, in which direction is the humanity going? I think we are going to a humanity that needs more software, that needs that we are always like more tech. Maybe we'll also go to Mars in some decades. So we are going in a direction when tech is not stopping at all.
Yeah.
So working in tech will still work in tech. We probably will have more people working in tech in the future, not less people. Maybe we'll have more people. On the other side, we can't be lazy in terms of understanding how things work. Like maybe I don't know, maybe 40 years ago you can just, I don't know, you learn SQL and that's your job for a while.
Yeah.
Now we really need to be ready to switch,
Adapt.
to understand, to adapt perfect. And maybe this is stressful, but again is a part of the game. In the meanwhile, maybe maybe we are creating content because it's also part of the life. Developers were not creating content 20 years ago also because like YouTube was not a thing. Now we are also creating content. We are doing great, for example, on Instagram. So this is part of the game. But I want to believe that people who work hard, that also create content while also staying in coding and stay up to date, will get a reward. I think that will be fair. So that's the thing. So we need to be really ready to flexible, like we have a very strong mindset. But to be
Yeah.
honest, I think
Yeah.
that people who are interested into coding and learning, and they will stop now because we have they're in AI, will regret this decision in 5 years, because maybe it's never too late. I mean, the earlier you get into tech, the better. If you want to pursue a career in tech, it's not mandatory, but if you are curious about programming, you just need to run and evolve quickly. That's the game. I never heard someone who said, I am so bored in tech. Usually it's the opposite. We are always overwhelmed, but
Yeah. There's so much.
part it's part of the game. So that's it.
Yeah, to add to both of your points, I really agree. And I heard this somewhere and it really clicked with me. And nobody knows the future. So AI might replace software developers, but AI will, like, it will for sure replace. So developers who are using AI will for sure, like, 100% replace the developers who are not using AI. So that is something that really, like, sums it up, you know?
Yeah. That it would be kind of a tool that you use.
Yeah, like a co-pilot that we're already, as Francesco, that you mentioned that you're already using AI, ChatGPT, generative AI to create YouTube videos, to do, like the multiple, like a variety of things that you do in your daily life. And I mean, it's the same with us as well. We use generative AI all the time, like for work, for, like creating video strategizing and stuff like that. So it's, I mean, in a sense, it's making us more productive, you know?
Absolutely, it makes me way more productive. I could not keep this pace and doing these things. Of course, it has to be used in a mindful way, not just copy pasting stuff. So people like even copy pasting even the intro of ChatGPT in the content. Please don't do that. So that's it's a tool that we can use at our own advantage to save time, which is precious, especially for content creators that are working basically for free or almost for free for an extended amount of time, is hoping that this will change our lives. I can say that content creation changed my life multiple times. Now I work in DevRel or the six figures.
Mhm.
Like it's really changing my life. But absolutely, we should use AI, especially if we work in tech, especially if we need some coding parts, and then we know. And then if you are the expert, a tool in the hands of an expert it becomes very powerful. But that's the
Absolutely.
thing. It's I I don't think that we have less people like who would like to become developers. This is
Hmm.
not my feeling.
Yeah.
Probably things are changing so fast that we don't know, but it's okay. It's part of the future. We'll see in 5 years if we right. But otherwise, we should have stopped in the 90s. I mean, I remember I'm old enough that when Google came out in 1998, people said, "Okay, we can stop, like, I don't know, doing everything because Google is already giving all the answers." This is not what happened. I know this is not what happened.
Yeah,
I
and I
can.
think you summed it up by saying that in 5 years, if someone decides not to learn coding in 5 years, they might regret it. I think that was a perfect statement,
Yeah.
because I do think that software engineers have a future in which they will become more and more important because everything is becoming smart around you. Light bulbs, watches, everything is becoming smart. So I think we will need more developers and more people in tech.
Yeah. Also, I have, this is not sponsored, but for example, I have the Ray-Ban Meta, which can also be very. I highly recommend them if you go on trips and stuff. They are useful. You can also go live on Instagram. I didn't use that feature much, but of course, it's something that it can be interesting, and of course, they need the software for that. We need some integrations. We don't know, but if we think that we should stop coding because of AI, we should have stopped in 2021. In 2022, when GitHub Copilot went out. We are here in 2024. We are still here. It's I can tell something that probably, but I don't think it's just AI. I think the market, it became a bit harder compared to 2020. Maybe this is my feeling.
Yeah,
I like to give honest feedback. This should not make us stop by like trying to pursue a career in tech. I always say that it's probably finding your first role is probably the hardest part. So probably that part became even harder compared to 5 years ago. But once you have the right connections, I think that it becomes then it becomes
yeah,
easier. And of course, best of luck, everyone, and huge kudos to everyone who is trying also to share these things,
yeah.
like you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you. There's so many things that we want to ask you. We are limited in time. I really want to ask you. It's kind of a personal question, and I want to know what's your thought process behind it. So I know that you were, working as a software developer before. I think it was for the government in Italy, right? You
It
left
was
that.
for the European Space Agency. It was
Okay, yes, perfect. So I think so right now, like I'm working as a software developer in a company, and there are things that I really love. And from there, you quit the job and you became full time content creator, and you are very successful at what you are doing. So I'm really it's inspiring to anyone who wants to do that. But do you miss the part in which you are coding as a team, you are reviewing each other's code, you are learning from others, and if you hire a new person or intern, you are teaching them, you have conflicts, you have managers pushing deadlines and projects to submit. Because when I create a project of my own, I learn a lot, but it's not the same as hundreds of other people working on it, where I have to first spend 6 months just to understand someone's code, and then I'll be productive. So do you miss that feeling?
okay. So I'll give an honest answer. The short answer in one word is no, but let me elaborate a
Yes.
bit. So I know some people who really like to get paid to code. That because maybe they've been studying this and they really like this. I don't know. Like for a musician, I want to get paid to play music. I understand that this concept. I understand. I want to get paid because to draw. So it's I understand this concept. In my case, even with my past, I've always worked with people. So for me, I like, for example, for me, I have my priorities are to communicate with people. Teaching is very important for me. Coding is important, but now I really like, for example, that I am basically a full DevRel person, like on daily dev. Like I don't code much in daily dev, like 5% of the time. So for me, it gives me the opportunity to do whatever I want during the weekends. Like, I don't know, I want to start learning something. So for me, is okay because it gives me the freedom to code whatever I want. I I understand like the question, which is like, do you miss coding? I have many friends who have had this vibe. Absolutely fine for you if you want to even, I don't know, quit. I think at least 2 3 people who like they quit the real positions to get back to coding. Absolutely fine. It's okay. For me now I think that if I would even I don't know, stop coding at all, I would probably move even more into the content creation part
Mm.
and the teaching part, because I love that part so much. So I
Yeah.
would rather, I don't know, create content on something else, or start, you know, making a content creation as a life. Let's say for me
Mm.
now, is content creation is a big part of my, let's say, weekends, but it's I can't say it's a hobby. I can't say it's a hobby because I dedicate so much many hours to that,
Yeah.
but I still have another role, which for me it's okay. So that's I think we should really do and focus on what we really like. I go with the stereotype and cliche answer, but it's true. Like if you feel that you are not happy because you are in the realm of, you are, I don't know, doing something that doesn't fulfill your dreams,
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely okay to change. In my case, I am exactly, you know, I'm like Gandalf. I'm exactly where I want to be now. I'm exactly here because I like this role now.
Yeah.
I have extra time. I even have extra time to record a podcast during the weekends. So you see, it's also good that we can
Yeah.
have this. I don't even feel as a it as a job sometime. For
Mm.
example, now, for example, if you asked me to record a podcast some years ago, it would be absolutely scared. For me now, it's always an opportunity to have. We just have to find the time slot. But I love doing this. I love to
Yeah.
create content. I like to share my knowledge, share my experience. Coding is a part of this, which I love,
Mm.
but it's not necessary. And I think it's very important to understand this, because when
Mm.
you, if you, I, I would say I define happiness based on how much time does it take for you from the moment you open your eyes to the moment you stand up. So like this is like my definition of happiness. And now
That's a good
I can
one.
swear that I literally jump out of the bed every day. But this has been like this since 2021. So luckily I never got hurt like jumping out of the bed. But it's a great sensation, like to wake up
Yeah.
like this every day, and it's okay. And if in the I, do- I can't even promise or say that I will never go back to a full-time
Hmm. Hmm.
developer position. Is
Yeah.
okay. I still want to create content for the rest of my life for now, but we will see. So that was the longer version
No,
because of
I mean,
just the no.
it's very fortunate, and it's very, I think it's a great thing that you are so excited about whatever you do, and you jump out of bed every morning. It's the best feeling, I think, a person can have. And obviously, like, so it's not just a change from going from a person who is working for a company to being a businessman. You're an entrepreneur now. Obviously, social media, when anyone starts, it starts with $0, €0, but then you have to build your way and do whatever you like to grow and start making money and all of that. So yeah, I mean, I'm very excited on what you will where you will reach in the next few years. But I'm going to shut up now because Kritika has some really exciting questions, so I'll let her continue with that.
Okay, so moving forward to the next section, basically we've introduced this rapid fire round in the podcast where I'm gonna ask you like 4 questions and you can respond back with the first thought in your mind, right? So it's really like go, 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 like a rapid fire. And if we need to, we can expand on it later. So for now, are you ready for the 4 questions?
I'm always ready. I also have the headset,
Four.
so I'm ready. It's like
Okay.
a TV show.
You're
Yeah.
yeah, you're born ready. Okay. Okay, we'll start. So the first one is you have 24 hours to build an app. What would you create?
Probably something based on content creation. So I will try to monetize something that I already know. So I probably create a platform for content creators because I know the struggles. So that's the answer.
That's a great idea. We would surely be a user of that. The second one, the biggest misconception about being a Docker captain.
That it's a title that you give by yourself. Someone also said that you are the captain of Docker. Or another misconception is that it's a paid role. It's not. It's an
Mm,
ambassador program, a free role.
yeah.
I'm not paid because someone on Twitter they say, they are paid to say cool things about Docker. No, I wish, but that's not.
Okay, that was myth is busted. Moving on to the next one, the best place to learn Rust.
Probably my YouTube channel. Of course, I'm joking. There are
I expected
free
that.
there are free. You asked me, and I have to answer. I'm biased. Also,
Yeah.
there is an online book that basically I'm creating videos based on that free book. So you can read that book, and I create videos based on that. And it's not a secret, so it's cool because there is not like the video version of this free book. So my
Yeah, maybe we
option.
could get the name of the book later and we can put it down in the description.
You just look Rust programming book.
Okay,
Oh,
that's a good one. Yeah. The last one, what's your ideal work environment? Remote, office, or hybrid?
What is hybrid? You mean the car hybrid? No, I'm joking. It's just a remote 100%. It will be hard to get me back in an office even for 1 day a month. There will only be two cases. Even if I get like absolutely broken, or if the offer is like $500,000, $1 million per year. So if you see me going back to an office, it will be one of the two cases. Probably it's because I'm broken, but it's like these are the only two cases that will get me to an office, even one day a year. I don't know.
and what do you think? So I think in your case, it absolutely makes sense to do complete remote or as remote as it gets, so that you have all the freedom because you are also self motivated to. No one is asking you every morning to create YouTube videos. You are self motivated. You are doing it because you love it. What do you think about, let's say, a company like Google or a big company, Amazon? Their developers, their engineers, do you think it's better for especially new inexperienced developers to go to the office because there they would see hundreds of others and learn, or do you think remote is good for them as well?
As I said before, if you offer me 300,000, $500,000 per year, then of course it can be a different story. I think that I feel lucky. Can I expand? It's not a rapid fire anymore because the answer. So for example, I had this experience of doing like working in an office for 3 years,
Mm.
and this has been great experience to go that as an office. So probably I don't know because I've never been there. Like working only remotely since our first role, it might be a bit strange. But if you can make it, I'm happy for you. I'm happy because I also had this experience in the office. I know that office is not for me. I'm not an office animal, I
Yeah.
would say. Now, some people they like it a lot. It's really not, really not. But yes, in case of big companies, and I think it can also be someone can they can find the good pace, and also they gives you to give you the opportunity to meet I don't know like great minds and great engineers in person. So it
Yeah.
can be good. Probably not for 40 years of your life. We saw something on LinkedIn, like someone have been working for Microsoft for 22 years, and now they updated the job description like goose farmer. I don't know if it was a joke or if it was a meme, but even if it was like it's funny the idea that at some point probably you want to
Yeah.
work from
If I
home.
can, take 30 seconds to share my experience, and sorry, Kritika, we'll go back to the questions. Just for 30 seconds, I feel like if you are in an office job, if you're not an entrepreneur or not in the phase of your life, just my personal opinion, that for new developers, because when new developers are joining the company I'm working for, and they are completely remote, I see that a lot of time they are disconnected because they don't know who to contact, they don't know who to ask the questions. If they're stuck, if let's say a Jenkins job is stuck, they don't know who can help them with that. And when you message someone, then someone can take 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to reply back, and then the whole flow is broken. I see that when you're in office, and again, I'm strictly saying this for new people who are willing to learn a lot from others. When you're in office, you can just go to the desk of a senior dev and say, hey, can you please help me with this? And you will get your answer in like 30 seconds, and you can learn from others. I personally don't like going to office 5 days a week. I would prefer going to office like 2 days, and 3 days I can work from home on my own schedule. So I kind of like a mix of that. But everyone, is a different person, and everyone can have their own, likings for sure.
All right. So the next section will be Codos Quattro, where we ask same 4 questions to all our guests. If you remember it from the last time you were here, but we've changed the questions a little bit because it's been a long time, so we have to update the question. But in the essence of time, I'm going to convert this into a rapid fire kind of thing as well. So you can again respond back with the first thought that pops on your head. So the first one is most overrated tech buzzword right now.
It's hard. Overrated. It's hard. It's hard.
Is it hard because you have too many to respond with, or
No, I don't have an answer. Probably the hype of like deving AI. I don't even know if that's like a fake thing. Like AI, like super automated tools. But I don't have like, so probably that. No, I was thinking about a framework, but I don't have. It's not that I don't want to offend anyone, but I don't have, because if something is not interesting, I just don't check it. So that's probably, yes, some AI tools that probably are, advocated against being the best in the world, and they are probably just a prototype.
Yeah.
That counts. So the next one, what emerging tech are you most excited about?
Can I say Rust as a language?
100%. Yeah, it's subjective. Yeah. 100%.
Okay, I think that Rust can explode in 1 2 years, like happened with Python like 10 years ago. But this is my prediction. We'll see. If I'll be right or wrong.
Okay. If I can quickly ask you, like, to summarize in 1 sentence, why do you feel that? Why do you feel that about Rust?
Yeah, sure. Because it has a unique features. So unique things that other programming languages have not. So I don't know how it handles the memory. It seems like it feels like C++, but it's not as complicated as C++. It's low level, but it can also be used for web development. It can be used as a backend. It can be used as a front end, which sounds a bit crazy.
What?
So we will see with WASM.
So it it has the potential to become the replacement of JavaScript.
That's a bit too much maybe to say. Maybe I can update in a couple of years. The things it has is that it's the syntax. It seems complicated at the beginning. Once you start to understand, you really fall in love with it. There's also some statements and something that I really love them. So unique features, like it makes this unique. Like it's like you go there or nothing. Like it's like the iPhone. This is not sponsored, but like even that or nothing. So it's I don't have an iPhone, by the way. This is just an example. Cool. So that's what makes you like buy or start adopting something, because you don't have another options. There are other options, other great programming languages, but that's the reason why I think this might be something that might explode, but at least it will increase in adoption.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So next one is, according to you, what's the biggest challenge facing the tech industry today?
As a developer or as an ecosystem?
Both. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that as a developer, this feeling of being overwhelmed, it will never be matched. So like the feeling that you don't know enough, because it is what it is. Like you don't know enough. But we really need to start understanding that tech is like medicine. you can't become a doctor in every field. You need to choose. You need to choose one field. Or like a musician, you can't learn 20 instruments. You need to learn one and be good at that and being paid for that. And because being software, it seems that you can do everything. You can't because if you start focusing on even one framework, you start don't have time to learn all the backend technology. So being overwhelmed, and the more you know that you know nothing. This is
Exactly.
from that. And in terms of ecosystem, I think that the AI will just we need to understand what's the role, how to use it, what parts will be taken more. Again, the boilerplate parts, don't focus on creating boilerplate things, but focus on solving problems and try to improve that. So that's I think the problem, where the problem is.
Hmm.
Yeah, one thing AI can do that humans are great at is creativity, right? So humans still have their touch of creativity that AI can emulate, at
Yeah.
least for now. Okay, so the last one is best productivity tool for programmers.
Best program? Sorry?
The best productivity tool for programmers.
I'm biased. Go and try Daily Dev because I think it's the platform for developers. And I know this from the inside. I joined when we were 5 people. Now we are 30 people. I can't share the numbers, but we raised big numbers also in terms of funding. We are focused on developers, and it can become a tool that can really help you to stay up to date. And now we have communities, amazing features. We launched a new mobile app in weeks. Like, our engineers are absolutely crazy and mind blowing. Like, I really came back from Japan after 15 days and I knew almost nothing about it because they move so fast. So I'm biased, but I will say this. We'll see if in 5 years I'll be right or wrong. It's like the big thing in tech. I will be glad like if this will be remembered as like a huge boom
Yeah.
in tech. Sorry for being biased, but
No, no, I
that's
think
No,
my point of view.
it's a good answer. I've never used the Daily Dev app. What's the name of the app? I'm curious. I'll download it and
Yeah,
I'll
we
read.
have a Chrome extension and also mobile app is daily.dev, so it's so easy to remember. And you can check it out. And also it's 100% free. So this
Mm,
makes my life as a developer advocate very easy. We don't have a premium
yeah.
tier. You just have
wow.
to use it.
Maybe it's not
I mean,
available in Canada right now. I'm checking the App Store. I don't see it. Do you know if it's available in Canada? If not, then
I think yes. So we have the mobile Android version
Mhm.
for iPhone. We have a PWA for now.
Okay. Okay.
We will get there. We will get there for me for the next interview.
I'm excited for it. Whenever you do, you can just let us know on Instagram, and I'll review it and I'll use it and I'll let you know how my experience was. I would be happy
Absolutely.
to use it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah,
Thanks.
it's really nice to have you again, Francesco. And you're always doing so many things. You're inspiring us because this today you had a live stream. You just said so. You're working so hard every day, and it's a Friday night for you. You are in Europe, in Italy. You can go out, enjoy, and you're sitting here with us. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Yes. And now I have to go because also last news is that I proposed to my girlfriend like 2 weeks ago. So we're now I really can say no when we have to go for dinner. So
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
congratulations to both
that's
of you.
Thank you. I made it because I asked her like, "Marry me? Do you want to marry me, or do you want to try JavaScript?" So she chose the least
Marrying
say
you.
the problem. So
Okay.
yes, I used. So this is how you can use JavaScript at your own advantage, I would say. But apart from that, thank you so much.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
This format is lovely. I want to say I invite you for like you make you feel your guest like like really warm and welcome. Like also this format, like having two people interviewing you, it's like you really make me feel as a star. I'm not, but you made me feel like very special. So thank you so much for giving me your double time and looking forward for more collaborations.
yeah.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
100%.
Thank you very much.
Thank
We'll let you
you.
go now. Bye.
Bye bye.